Hi.
Hey, how are you doing?
While my mom is meeting with the women in her mom's group, I'm going to be hanging out with their daughters.
Oh my
Don't die now.
Jazz to me is such an inspiration because like growing up, I didn't really have like an advocate or anyone that I looked to like as a transgender like role model.
So in this episode, Jazz does her usual. Her mother has set her up with a group of people to, mentor, talking about the lifestyle, talking about the benefits, I'm sure, never getting into the side effects or the problems of why we shouldn't be doing this in the first place. So let's go ahead and get into this.
I saw you two recently at Philly, but it's been a couple of years.
I know.
I have known Charlie, Nicole, and Emily for many years, and I know my mom doesn't want to scare anyone with too many of the details of my complications, but I want to share my surgery experiences with them because they're about to be going through the same thing.
This is crazy. So let's go ahead and move back here. This is the boy, and these are fake lashes, okay? And Jazz is right. Janette absolutely hates it when Jazz talks about the surgery complications, the realities of what happened to Jazz, obviously the 4 revisions, everything that goes into the medication, everything else. Janette hates it. Janette is like, you're a little too graphic, and they don't need to know all that because you don't want to deter them from making this decision. It's not about you don't want to deter them from making this decision. They should know everything that goes into making this decision. So I don't know why Janette always gets worked up about that. I think it's actually criminal that Janette can get worked up about something that is so important. They should know what they're getting into, period.
To know what it was like for me, but I also don't want to freak them out. Okay, so when are you getting your surgery?
About a year from now.
What about you, Charlie?
So I'm looking to do my surgery probably after I graduate high school because school is just really hard. Like people were like bullying me, like people would call me and like threaten me. So
Charlie is saying that they're looking to do their surgery after high school because of bullying and threatening. Wait a minute. Charlie is only 15. Why is bullying and threatening the discussion as to why Charlie is not going to get the surgery yet? Charlie is only 15 in this episode. Therefore, Charlie, it shouldn't be about bullying and threatening if that's even happening. It shouldn't be about that. What it should be about is Charlie's too young to have the surgery. Wait a minute. I thought that we weren't doing a surgery on minors, right? So what's going on? Because this is elective surgery. Charlie's 15. Charlie, sadly, doesn't begin to know what kind of world they are getting themselves involved in. I'm not even going to look up Charlie because I'm pretty sure I can't find Charlie. I need you guys definitely to drop a comment below and let me know if you know what's happened to Charlie since this big decision. Also a big decision that, again, I thought minors weren't doing. But Charlie says that the only thing that's going to stop Charlie is the fact that they are getting bullied in school or something.
Like people were like bullying me, like people would call me and like threaten me. So it's just a lot right now to like tackle on all that and then like a surgery on top of it.
You guys,
these kids are extremely young. And you can tell by, like, this is supposed to be a boy. You can tell by the cheekbones, right? The fine cheekbones, but high cheekbones. So the bone mass, right? That this child has been on the blocks, right? They've been on medication to stunt certain things. And they've had to start taking it at a very, very early age. I wish I could see what's happened to these kids since they've done this, like since they've made this huge decision that they knew nothing about, since their Munchausen mother has put them in this position, because this is insane.
Know that I just got my surgery.
Yes. How are you feeling?
I'm doing great now. Like, look at me. I'm sitting cross-legged. I can go
honey.
shablam and do the whole.
And that makes Jazz a woman. Jazz is a woman because she could go shablam. That's what makes Jazz a woman now. She's a woman now, right? Because she can go shablam. Can you imagine? That's all it takes, women, to be able to go shablam. That makes you a woman.
Spiel, but Before it was not that great. There were some complications and it was really rough. About a week and a half after getting the surgery, the stitches started coming apart and it was a hot mess. I was in a lot of pain. I was really upset because I'm like, what is going on? Why is my vagina unraveling?
I'm happy that Jazz is sharing what happened to her and her complications because she has been so.
This is a male. We have a room full of males that we are making totally confused. It's like this whole club full of confusion. Again, I don't take any light in this. I don't think this is funny. I don't think this is great. I think this is horrible. In fact, I feel bad for these kids because what are we doing? What are we doing? This is horrible. It's a nice weave though, but this is horrible.
Honest with everyone for so long. Like, why hide this?
When you were in the hospital for such a long time, how did you stay positive?
I just think
How did you stay positive? How did you stay positive? That's a childish question. When you're in the hospital for a really long time, it's not how did you stay positive? That's not the first question. It should be, were you sick? Like, why were you in the hospital for such a long time? Like, was there like a lot of bleeding or like what was really going on? Because like, why were you in the hospital for a really long time? Like, they usually don't talk to us about this kind of stuff. So you're saying you were in the hospital for a really long time. Why is that? Because I don't know, like, again, they didn't tell us that we could be in the hospital for a really long time. Were you positive? How did you stay positive? And that's a great question for a 15-year-old because that's what I would have said too. Like, how did you stay happy? How did you stay strong? Huh? That's the first thing I'm gonna know. Were there any boys there? That would have been question number 2.
Stay positive.
I just think everything in this world is mind over matter. And if I'm thinking things like, this sucks, I hate this, I just want to leave, I'm so depressed. If I think those things, then I'll feel bad for myself.
If I think of those things, I'll feel bad for myself. Well, my guys, in the hospital, it was a journey. So it's like, Jazz went through the journey and Jazz did feel bad. Jazz did feel bad. That thing unraveled and that thing split wide open. It's just released, right? And then you see this child. So it's amazing. Oh my God. That is so powerful. I mean, really, a lot of things are mind over matter. Jazz is right about that. All right, fine. I'll give Jazz this much respect. I'll give Jazz this much credit and say everything is mind over matter. I also take it to the next step and say prayer. But Jazz is right. You can do whatever you want. You're worth it. You're also worth it to find out how you got in this position in the first place.
At the end of the day, it was more of a positive experience than a negative experience because even though it was rough and there were some really low moments,
you got a vagina.
Yeah, and I came out the other side with my vagina, and I think it's just made me more confident as a person.
Oh my God. Oh my God, girl, you got a V. Yes. Hold on a second because I got to find sis. Yeah, you got a V. Yes, because that's what it's all about, right? You got a V. Let me tell you, that is not a V. It's a hole. Stop disrespecting the V. It is a hole. And this is why this is very dangerous. So all jokes aside, this is very dangerous. They're looking at it like, yes, oh my God, I can't wait. This is going to make me so happy to do this. There's a lot of people who do that last step. Not only does it not make them happy, it in fact makes them feel like they've lost their mind. This is the serious discussion we need to have about these things that we're not having. I'll see you guys at the next video. Bye.